Mary Pena, and this is In the Moment, our talk show focused on living your best life in the now. I'm here with my co-host, Gelie Akhenblit, who is the founder of Networking Phoenix, and filling in for Zenobia today is Tyler Butler, who has a brand new blog, just actually launching today, right?
Yes.
Giving in Style. So
Yes.
we'll learn more about that. And in the moment with us today, Phillip Potter, who is the CEO of the Armory Incubator. Phillip, thank you so much for being here.
Great, thanks for having me.
Always great to have a sharp-dressed man on the set. It's very good to have you. Your story is amazing, and the success that you are finding here in Phoenix is incredible. First, I want you just to kind of lay the foundation for our viewers. What is the Armory Incubator?
Sure, the Armory Incubator is a co-working space, and but it's a lot more than a co-working space. What we are is an organization that helps military veterans launch and scale startups. So we take those veterans and see what we can do to push them towards success.
So let's talk about what it is that is challenging for veterans. And you sent me some really interesting statistics about, you say that the rate of veterans who are launching startups and getting involved in the entrepreneurial world has really dropped from 1 out of every 4 vets to 1 out of every 20 today. So
Yeah.
What is going on?
Yeah, isn't that nuts? Even if you take a step back, veterans are really good entrepreneurs and always have been. So all of these great economic statistics about the fact that our companies have higher revenue, we're more likely to have employees, we pay them more, we're more likely to be in science and technology related fields, like all the good stuff that you want when it comes to business owners, right? But in the past, like you said, about 1 out of every 4 veterans separated and started a business, which was fantastic for everybody. But something happened, and now that number is like 1 out of 20. And that's going to be an economic drain. That's going to be a major problem, not just for the veterans, but also the communities that they're really embedded in and are part of the economic fabric.
So Phillip and I met actually at the Chase for Business conference, and one of the folks who was speaking at that conference, a Navy SEAL, Clint Bruce, and he was absolutely incredible. And one of the things he talks about is veterans being in the entrepreneurial space, sort of what the obstacles are and how they can overcome. Take a look.
And I think one of our fears as veterans is that great leadership doesn't exist in the private sector. And that's just not true.
Yeah.
Sacrificial leadership, innovative leadership, caring and thoughtful leadership, it exists. And the trick is to find it, tuck in behind it, and learn what you can.
Clint Bruce did an amazing job getting people fired up, not just the veterans who were there, but the huge audience who was at the Chase for Business conference. And Gala, you were there for a while as well. What were your takeaways from Clint Bruce? And he has such an incredible career.
Yeah, Clint's a great guy, isn't he?
Yes.
And you can't help but listen to him and get motivated. So Clint says a whole lot of things that really matter, especially if you're paying close attention. And he talked about the fact that veterans need a mission. Like there's something either that was in our DNA when we signed up or when we got out, that had been trained into us. There's a sense of mission, a sense of purpose that we thirst for. And oftentimes the best way to fill that is actually running your own business. So that was something that always stuck with me, and Clint drives home really, really well.
And you have had so much success with the startups that you've assisted with here. Tell us about it, because you're humble. I mean, come on, but you're throwing down some serious success stories over here. I mean, Fast Company magazine named you the 2017 Innovation of the Year in Arizona. You've been featured in Forbes, Free Enterprise, TechCrunch, Politico. The list goes on and on and on. So kind of give us your secret sauce. You guys are helping people really not just build businesses, but build successful businesses.
Yeah, 2017 has been a pretty good year so far.
Yes.
We've got great companies. We pay very close attention and work very hard to bring the right people in. So unfortunately, we don't have the full capacity that we'd like right now, so not everybody gets to play. But the people who come in are just amazing, absolutely amazing in terms of what they do. We've got product-based companies that have been in Entrepreneur magazine, right, one of the top 360 startups, a company called Easy Dump Commercial. We got services-based companies that VC-backed companies from Silicon Valley are flying them out to actually provide their services. We've got tech companies that are being called to Europe by folks like PricewaterhouseCoopers. I'm not really interested in their business plan, because the truth of the matter is I work in such an early stage with these entrepreneurs that their plans are going to go sideways. It's just going to happen. But what I'm really looking for is that talent and that drive and the ability to adapt and actually move their ideas forward.
What is it that inspires you personally?
I really I like to set up a series of wins, and those don't have to be really big wins, but I like to have the little celebrations. Like if somebody does something well, if somebody puts together their product or they get good feedback, I really enjoy that sort of a thing. So I like to be part of celebrations, large and small.
Since you are someone who's finding success with an idea that you had, I mean, how are you feeling right about now, given that 2017 was a slam dunk of a year for you?
The truth is I'm exhausted. That's how I'm feeling. No matter, especially as entrepreneurs, while you get to celebrate those small wins, like there's always something next and next and next. So you can't really take too deep of a breath and declare victory. So you just got to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. So 2017 was a year that set us up for the success in 2018. So we're not going to be able to take a breath. So I'm a little bit tired, but I'm also excited, especially for the holiday season and all the gala season where we do have some of those celebrations.
When you get tired, though, how do you push forward? Like, what techniques do you use for yourself?
Personally, I'm probably not the best model on that, even though I took a couple classes and I have a PhD in this. I just bowl through as much as possible, and there's times where you just have to compartmentalize. It doesn't matter what's going on and what craziness happens, like, something's going on right now with our incubator space, and they poured concrete in front of the door today, so now we couldn't get in, right? So how do you deal with that? Well, you just have to deal with it as is and kind of move on step by step by step, and not let anything, especially any sort of craziness out of left field, knock you off your pins.
Yeah, I love it. Well, it's so good to have you sharing your own entrepreneurial journey and how you're helping so many others.
Oh, thanks.
And now it's time to thrive, and Gelie's talking to us today about her own experience going from vision to reality. And you've had a very successful inaugural signature affair. Gel, tell us all about it.
Yeah, so this is so cool, Carrie, because I've been hosting events for about 9 years now, right? So Gelie hosting another networking event, like not a big deal, but there was such a big difference with this one in particular because I knew I had to create a whole different type of an event and a whole new experience for my community, and not just for my community, but for myself. And because I'm so intimately tied in with my work. So I had about 4 weeks, just under 4 weeks, to put this entire vision together. And the weather's gorgeous. I've never had an event, one of my big events, in November. They're usually in August, right? So we're always inside. So I had this beautiful outside space to use where they typically do weddings. And when I first did the walkthrough, like, when you get that vision, like, I could do so much with this, right? So I was looking at it, and I'm like, oh, this will be amazing. There's a fountain here. I'll have the stage there. I'll have this there. And it was all in my head, like literally all in my head. And I'm like, okay, so now I'm going to go home and plan it. And that's what I did, and a lot of it is on the computer, right? Like a lot of people are like, oh, you're a networker, you're everywhere. I'm on the computer a lot, like with Excel sheets and like putting things together. So, but what was so amazing is that the day of the event, it really did all come together. And I'll tell you like a little like minuscule part that was like this moment for me. I had all tables sold out, and this one lady called, and she's like, I want to buy a table. And I'm like, well, I'm sold out, but what do you do? And she's like, well, here's what I do, but my business partner, he plays the harp. And I'm like, oh my God, that would be like the perfect final piece to my outside vision. So I said, you know what? If he brings this harp, I will put you prime spot, front and center. And this guy had to drive down from Sedona. But he did, and it was like it was table 25, which is my lucky number, and I'm like, Gelie, this is like literally, you had this vision, and I couldn't have even planned the harp. That came to me, but it reminded me that when you build the platform, you build the value, and me as an entrepreneur, again, me having done this for 10 years now, there's still room to recreate. There's still room to, like who cares that I did it like this, 22 times before, which is how many times I've had this event.
Yeah.
Now it's time to do something different. And, before I was afraid to do it, or I had other reservations. And this time around, I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have no idea how it's going to turn out. And it just could have not turned out any better.
You got to pay attention, just like you found your harp, right? You got to pay attention to circumstances as they present, and you have to have the courage to jump on that.
Yeah.
And it might have sounded, that's a great example. It might have been unexpected to say, hey, bring the guy with a harp.
Yeah.
But that was a smart thing to do,
Absolutely.
and that might have pushed you forward again. So
right.
As new entrepreneurs keep doing it and keep getting the confidence in themselves, it's amazing what they can do when they just pay attention in real time and make those good decisions.
Hashtag find the harp.
Yes. Well, let the harp come to you, right? I think that's what was so incredible about it, is that I wasn't even out there seeking it, but it was so perfect for my ambiance, and I thought it. It was a thought in my head, but I have no capacity to go search for a harp right now. And it came to me, and again, it was just like reiteration to me that all you have to do, I have to build it. You know, and this is the message I want to leave other entrepreneurs: build it, and amazing things will happen.
Congratulations on a successful event. And now it is time to vibe. So our columnist Zenobia Mertel is off today, so Tyler Butler was kind enough to sit in.
Thank
Ty,
you.
thanks for being here.
Yes.
You just launched your new blog, Giving in Style. Tell us all about it.
So really, Giving in Style, it's an extension of a column I've had in Front Doors Media for some time, and it goes into a little bit more depth in telling stories about people and organizations and brands that are doing well and doing it for the right purposes. And so, you know, whether it's sustainability or it's a credos and an ethos about how they do business or who they even employ, it just goes into the storytelling piece, which you know so much about yourself. And so, yeah, it's an opportunity to kind of expand upon that.
So as you build this new blog for yourself, I mean, in hearing what Phillip was talking about with all of his entrepreneurs, how does all of that resonate with you?
Well, it's so true about reiterating. I mean, I actually have a firm that is my, you know, day job, and then this is kind of my side hustle. And so you recognize a need or an opportunity, and, you know, I saw there was a gap here kind of in this blogging arena, and we're a very philanthropic community. And I just felt like there was an opportunity there to start sharing through it.
And as you said, your most recent blog shows up as a column in Front Doors magazine, who I also work with as well on our show, Front Doors TV. So I want you to tell us a little bit about your column, because you covered the Heart Ball.
Yeah.
And for folks at home and who are watching us today, I just wanted you to give them a little bit of your backstory, because your mom had a long, tough battle with heart disease, and you lost her recently. And this is a cause that's really deeply with you.
Yeah. Well, I felt really lucky that I had the opportunity to share the story of the Phoenix Heart Ball and kind of its evolution through the years and how it's maintained a spot as one of the preeminent events in the nation, really, galas. You know, my mom struggled with congestive heart failure for over 10 years. And like a lot of families, you know, we battled and we went into several surgeries. And, you know, a few months ago, unfortunately, she succumbed to that battle. But it has given me a renewed sense of responsibility for sharing with people and being a conduit for them to have resources like the American Heart Association provides.
And that was exactly what I wanted to hit on, because I think that out of tragedy, someone like yourself and so many people who I've interviewed over the years can build something really strong, and you're doing something incredible with your mom's legacy, and that really means something to you.
Very much so. I mean, my mom was my best friend, and she was someone I really looked up to, and so I think that kind of putting some time and effort into this cause only makes good sense.
So for you, Ty, what's your hope for your blog as you continue to blossom on your own entrepreneurial journey?
You know, really, I'm just finding so many interesting stories as far as different groups and organizations that are doing things that are really innovative. Whether they're, you know, giving a portion of proceeds back, or they're creating an actual product that is just based on, you know, a whole philanthropic movement. It's just a fun time to kind of deep dive into more stories and start sharing them out. But I want to see how it evolves. I mean, to the point that we keep speaking about, I think it's going to take its own journey, and I'm going to follow along and continue to grow it from there.
There's really a movement going on, though, in the business community in general, even in corporate America, that is, how do we make what we're doing more meaningful? How do we connect with our community? How can we be more philanthropic, but in a truly authentic way? I know that you speak a lot about this. Are you finding that a lot of the entrepreneurs you're working with are looking also to make that sort of connection?
Yes. So these new businesses, it's amazing. And when you were talking, I was thinking about what they would be thinking of. And they naturally talk to me about what they're going to be doing with their profits, and some of them have side hustles, which are actually nonprofits. And I'm getting hit up with phone calls and texts all the time. Hey, we're going to go do this. We're going to go give. We're going to go serve. Can we get the whole group together? So yeah, it's amazing. And I like to think part of that is the veteran piece, but the truth is, I just think that's part of what's going on around us.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to find out. I mean, do you guys think that there is just truly like a movement for something deeper that matters?
It's an important part of business now. I don't think it's a nice to have, it's a need to have. And I think that people look for opportunities to align their values with things that are larger than themselves. And it's important in doing business now that you have some kind of philosophy as far as how you promote outside of your four walls, promote outside of your business.
And I couldn't love it more. I mean, it's so much of what I focus my time creating content around. Ty, congratulations on your new blog, and love having you here for Zenobia today. And now we want to drop a little Wisdom Wednesday. So our friends and contributors, Jesse Holland and Luke Kayyem, they just finished The Toughest Mudder. You guys know what this is, right? The Toughest Mudder?
Yeah.
It's like 24 hours of nonstop everything you can
Obstacle
imagine,
courses.
obstacle
Yes.
course,
In the middle
mud,
of the desert.
swinging, climbing, running. So they completed this, and it's pretty amazing. Today, Luke is joining us to talk about the power of finding your tribe.
Hey guys, Luke Kayyem, Master Lifestyle Coach, back to dig a little deeper into why it's important to find a tribe, a community, a team, an association, an organization, or possibly even a group of people and a membership. Something that associates and ties you together with another group of people, whether it's 1, 2, or 1 million, to have a common bond, something of importance, something of positivity that moves everyone together towards a common goal. In Seth Godin's book, Tribes, he discusses the importance of how tribes do not exist without leaders, and leaders cannot become great leaders without tribes. It's a phenomenal book that really digs in deep to why it's so important, especially in today's society and global connection through social media and digital information, that we create these meaningful and powerful associations and groups of people working towards a common goal. From spending years, decades even, in the fitness industry, I saw this myself. From creating a lifestyle global fitness brand called SickFit, bringing people together for that common goal. In our case, the common goal was health. It was fitness. In correlation to that, in order to get better, we had to rely on one another. We had to count on each other. And we had to hold each other to what we call extreme accountability. So I ask you guys this question today. What are you part of? What have you created? What things, ideas, or mindsets do you have that you can bring people together underneath that common goal? And even more importantly, what are you gonna do with it for the future? My name is Luke Kayyem, living every single day with purpose, passion, and positivity. My goal is to bring people together and see how much more they can become than they are right now. I'm launching my next 90-day mastermind. If you're interested in a program like this, which really ties together the importance of association and tribe, check it out at my website, lukekayyem.com.
How big is having a tribe, even if it's only like 1 or 2 key people?
It's so important. And you've got 4 entrepreneurs
Yeah.
sitting here, and it is so lonely when you don't have your tribe, whether you're an entrepreneur or doing something as physical as that. We all need cheerleaders. We all need somebody to connect with. We need somebody that understands us, so we're not feeling so alone. And a lot of times it's not our friends and it's not our family. So you have to go outside of those circles to find those people and truly connect with them from that inside deep place. And they're going to be the ones to get you through the dark times. Because the light times and the fun times are easy.
Yeah.
We can all get through that. But it's those dark times when you're like, I'm done. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. But you've got your support system. We'll get you through it.
And on that note, it's time to have lunch with Mom, because we love D-Lux, David Lux. He goes out to lunch every week with Mama Lux, and they bring us a little restaurant report. So here is what David writes to us this week. The weather is so perfect now that Mama Lux and I decided to head to Oso in Scottsdale for an afternoon of outdoor games and food, fun food. Mama had, you guessed it, the burger. She's a big burger fan. And he says that he went with the brisket that was delicious. The manager, Matt, came and talked to us for a few minutes and then sent over a slice of caramel apple pie. David says, I've never had caramel with apple pie before. before, but I'm converted and can only have it this way from now on. David says, to work off some of that pie, we played some cornhole with Mama Lux, ditching her softball roots to go with an overhand toss, and then we spotted the ping pong table. David ends by saying, when I would spend summers here with my grandparents, my grandmother and I would play ping pong late into the night, so our lunch was complete with the memory of her spending the afternoon with us. Aww. Thank you so much to D-Lux and Mama Lux. Always love your restaurant reports. And as we round things out today, we want to close out with our Giving Back segment. Our intern, Marietta Perkins, covered the Nourish Every Child Gala. We want to show you a few pictures. This was started by an Arizona mom, Jennifer Burns. She was fundraising, and the efforts with her PTO at her daughter's school led to this much bigger and more profound effort. So we want to give them a quick shout. Their mission statement is, we believe every child deserves to be nourished, mind, body, and soul. I could not love that more. So far, they have provided scholarship funding to 78 kids, and during this gala, they were able to fund another 30 kids. And for more information on what they're doing, you can go to nourisheverychild.org. And Phil, I want to give you, sorry, I just gave you a nickname. See, now you're in the tribe. So I went from Philip to Phil. By the time you leave, I'll be like, hey, P, see you later. I just want to leave you with the final word. What sort of words of wisdom do you want to leave the audience with? You're continuing to encourage people, sometimes against the odds, to go out and make it happen.
Yeah, entrepreneurship is an against the odds situation. Oftentimes, if you're going it alone, so don't go it alone. I guess that's the big words of wisdom. Find your tribe, find the folks around you who are going to support you, but also give you good, honest feedback. If things are not working, be open to that feedback and make some adjustments and push forward.
And I just want to personally say that I absolutely love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you.
I am such a huge supporter of our veterans, and to me that's so meaningful to see so many of them finding success and support. I think it's incredible.
Well, thanks. We'll invite you down. We'll invite all you down. You can connect these guys.
We'll bring the party.
Once a cement tribe.
Deal. I'll take the deal. Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks so much. Tyler, thanks for being with us today as well. And thanks to all of you for joining us. You can find us online at inspiredmedia360.com. And we appreciate all of you for joining our growing community. We are here to hopefully help motivate and inspire you to go out and live your best life every single day. Take care.